The other time that this idea of race or ethnicity or people groups comes into a very focal political view is when World War II, the onset of World War II, Britain seeks to take, British people out. But again, what's the definition of British?
Yeah.
Is that British by passport or what we deem now as passport or cultural, whatever that may be, because you obviously explained that not everybody that considered themselves British was taking out. Even if you tried to say, great, we're not going to take what we might deem to be British, we'll take other people. You go to other parts of Asia and they didn't want the Asian people either.
I could sort of riff forever on the problems of sort of nationalism, nationalist identities and nationalist ideas, because they really screw up everybody's lives.
Yeah.
And you see this indeed in 1940 when they say, oh, we'll evacuate all the British wives and children to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you've got women who are possibly part Portuguese or part Indian and maybe part Chinese, and their husband, of whatever racial mix, is actually fighting in the British forces. But they're not called British because they're not white. Identifying as British to the extent that they're actually choosing to fight for the British side in the war, which is, quite a commitment. I mean, they're choosing to die for being British.
Yeah.
But once they're on this ship full of other British wives and children, they're taken first to the Philippines. In the Philippines, the Philippine government doesn't have a problem. The problem arises with their ultimate destination, which was meant to be Australia. Now, at that time, Australia had what they charmingly called the White Australia policy, and they were only going to take in white people. So these people of mixed race, even though they were British, they identified as British, they fought for the British, whether or not they had British passports wasn't the issue. They were British, they were not going to be allowed to the final destination. So they had a choice, they could get off in Manila or come back to Hong Kong.